to another edition of Talkin Football. Here's your host, Frankie.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Frankie here today to bring you another edition of NFL Talks, Talkin Football. That's right. I've recently started working with the Facebook page NFL Talk, so I wanted to give a quick thanks to those guys for allowing me to work with them. It can be found at facebook.com/NFL Talk. We are now on Twitter and Instagram at NFL Talk Show, so give us a follow. I'll be live tweeting during the games I am available to watch, and Instagram should we post some funny pictures that the guys work on. So make sure you guys give us a follow and a like on our page, and we appreciate all kinds of feedback. So let us know what you think, whether it's the show, whether it's the Facebook page, or any other social media outlet. Let us know, and I'm looking forward to working with the page. I want to thank the guys again for the opportunity, and let's have a great season. Real quick, some news in the NFL. The big news this week was Ray Rice getting suspended and released from the Ravens. Apparently, he can't even play in the Canadian Football League, and no teams are allowed to contact him during this suspension. So, me personally, I think the suspension and release really kind of came more just because the video was kind of disturbing. If you haven't looked it up, TMZ released it. Apparently Ray Rice was arguing with his now wife Janae, and the video shows them arguing on the way inside of the elevator, and then it cuts to the elevator camera where Ray Rice delivers a vicious right hook right into the face of his now wife Janae, knocking her down, and when she then hit her head on what appeared to be an elevator handle, and she was laid out unconscious, and he dragged her out for what was the longest carry of the season. And I'm sorry, that was maybe in bad taste, but, it was, I saw a meme that said that, and I thought it was pretty funny, so that's why I kind of, I just went along with it. Anyway, what are your thoughts, NFL fans? You guys think the suspension and release was too much? Was it justified? Let us know what you think. And so, anyway, let's get back into Week 1 action here. Recapping what happened in our first opening week. Well, the opening weekend. Saying first opening weekend is kind of stupid, but anyway. The kickoff night was Green Bay and Seattle. I had picked Green Bay to upset Seattle in a close game, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Seattle showed that they still dominate. Their defense still looks strong. To me, Russell Wilson missed some throws he should have made, but, that's just kind of, it's okay to be a little inaccurate here and there when your defense is as dominant as they are. You get yourself a couple of passes. But other than that, 16-36, that's a pretty convincing spanking. So I thought Green Bay was competitive in the first half, but, getting shut out in the second half. Aaron Rodgers really couldn't do anything against the defense. He ended up going 23 of 33 for 189 yards, 1 touchdown interception. Russell Wilson actually went 19 of 28 for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns. Not dominant numbers, but pretty game manager specific numbers for him. So, Seattle, like I said, still looks great. It makes us to see how they're going to play on the road this year. Last year, that was kind of an Achilles heel for them. They weren't very good on the road. So, let's see how they do this week when they go to San Diego. First game I wanted to talk about was America's Game of the Week, according to Fox. Dallas at San Francisco. I had picked Dallas to win, and I couldn't have been more wrong. But really, we had a final score of 28-17, but really when you think about it, that whole game fell apart in the first quarter. At the end of the first quarter, San Francisco literally had 94 seconds of possession and were up by 21 points or something. They had like 3 touchdowns or something, like something stupid like that. So, it's, it was Dallas, to me, truly defeated themselves. I was following this game on Twitter. The defense was giving my thoughts on the game, and I just kind of felt like I was reiterating that, Tony Romo threw a pick. Tony Romo threw another pick. Tony Romo threw another pick. I mean, he was just going for it. I had mentioned he plays like a bull. He saw red and he went for it. You know, he was just I don't know what the hell he was doing. He threw two picks into triple coverage. I mean, jeez, I knew he was a gunslinger. Being a gunslinger doesn't mean you're a dumbass. Just means you take a lot of chances. Tony Romo was throwing the ball like a dumbass. So, I mean, but, you know, it's like I said, to me, honestly, San Francisco was really kind of the beneficiaries, I think that's right, of Dallas's stupidity and ineptitude, as Stephen A. Smith would say. So, yeah, you know, to me, my personal opinion, I think Dallas just beat themselves more than San Francisco won the game. They were very opportunistic, but they also were shut out in the second half. I'm referring to the Niners. Yeah, so, you know, I thought that Dallas really, like I said, just lost the game more than San Francisco won it. Colin Kaepernick ended up going 16 of 23 for 201 yards with 2 touchdowns. Tony Romo went 23 of 37, 281 yards, no, 1 touchdown to 3 interceptions. And that is a recipe for disaster on any given Sunday, I promise you that. So let's see if this is how Dallas is going to be this year. If Tony Romo is really suffering from that back surgery, or if it was just him shaking off the rust. Because that was terrible. That was terrible. Next game, but we had the New Orleans Saints at the Atlanta Falcons. I had picked the Falcons to win, and I couldn't have been more happy with the results. I thought it was an awesome game, maybe the best game of the week. Went to overtime, and Matt Bryan ended up kicking a game-winning field goal. 37-34 was the final score. Fought back from a 10-point deficit. I thought the line looked solid. The D needs to improve. The defense, I thought, let the Saints march down the field too easily sometimes in the second half. If it wasn't for that interception that Robert McClain had on the red zone there in the third quarter, I think New Orleans probably would have had a lot of momentum going into the fourth quarter of that game, and that probably would have sealed the deal. But like I said, they need to improve. They need to improve, and you know, I mean, if we can have a better pass rush, I thought the defensive line was pretty good at stopping the run, but we still need to have a better pass rush. Antoine Smith had another big play, and I tell you, every time that guy touches the ball, it's like a 50-yard gain, 60-yard gain, 40-yard gain for a touchdown. I don't know. Those guys always make a play, so I was very happy for him. Thought all the running backs contributed well. They all had some sort of good play under their belt that day. Quizzy with that great touchdown run. So, I thought our running backs were great. I thought Devin Hester stepped up big. I didn't expect him to be that much of a factor in the passing game. He ended up having 5 catches for 99 yards, and they were key clutch catches too. Like, one of them helped set up the game-tying field goal. So, Devin Hester looking like an actual viable weapon. Matt Ryan and Roddy White both were able to set records. And Matt Ryan had a great career day, going 31-43, 448 yards, 3 touchdowns, and setting the single game record for the Falcons with 448. He also actually ended up passing Steve Bartkowski and for the all-time passing touchdown record for the Falcons. And so congratulations to Matt Ryan for that. 155 touchdowns. Roddy White is in second place all time with touchdown receptions with 56, tied with Andre Rison, behind Terrence Mathis, who is leading with 57. I thought the Saints were still a very competitive team. This is really what always happens when the two teams play each other. So it was, is this game going to be indicative of the season? No, because this is really, shitty season or not, the Falcons and Saints always have games like this anyway. So, but I thought the Saints looked good. Mark Ingram looked good. The Saints really tested the Falcons, and it's like I said, another close game to add to this historic rivalry. Jake Matthews actually ended up suffering an ankle injury. doesn't look like it was too bad. He probably should be able to go on Sunday if he's not too sore. Drew Brees ended up playing pretty well too, 29 of 42, 333 yards, touchdown, and an interception. So it was a very good game. It was very exciting, very dramatic, and Willie Moe, he is truly always ready, and don't ever forget it. Next game I wanted to cover was the Indianapolis Colts at the Denver Broncos. I picked the Broncos to win. The Colts ended up starting out very sluggish in the first half, looked sloppy. We're down 24-7 at halftime. Came back and stormed back. I really thought they were done. I thought the Colts had no chance when Knowshon Moreno scored that touchdown. Or not Knowshon Moreno, excuse me. Monte Ball, I think. Sorry. But yeah, I thought when he had scored that touchdown late in the second half, I was like, this game's over. That wraps it up, and the Colts scored a touchdown, then they got the ball back. They scored another touchdown, they got the ball back, and they got that last drive going. I was just thinking in my head, oh my gosh, these guys are seriously about to come back from that deficit and tie this game here in Denver. But Denver was able to hold them off. Denver. There were two different teams in each half, so that would be concerning to me if I was a Broncos fan. But Peyton Manning going 22 for 36, 269 yards, 3 touchdowns. Andrew Luck going 35 for 53, 370 yards, 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. In my opinion, that's way too many attempts for Andrew Luck, 53. I think they need to have a better running attack. Actually, I don't think that I know that. I saw it for myself. I saw with my own eyes that their running game is not all the way there. So Trent Richardson can't get out of the backfield. Matt Bradshaw tried his hardest. He played pretty okay, but the Colts need to do something about that running game. Next up is Cincinnati at Baltimore. Cincinnati was my choice to win this one. They ended up playing out to a 23-16 victory over the Baltimore Ravens. Cincinnati was up 15-0 in the third quarter and blew the lead, actually, 16-15, when the Ravens took the lead, 16 unanswered points. But A.J. Green makes a spectacular catch, bouncing off a defender. I'm not sure who it was, but the ball bounced up off the defender. He was there concentrating on the ball like any great NFL receiver should do. Was able to run it in for the game-winning score and put the Bengals in front. The D ended up actually winning the game for the Cincinnati Bengals on that play when they sacked Flacco. But I thought Cincinnati was that was kind of disappointing. I thought they would have at least, 15-0. You should probably step on the Ravens' throats and not let them come back. So that was a little disappointing, but. Other than that, good job on the win. A win's a win in the NFL. Baltimore, Steve Smith played really well, man. That was an awesome stiff arm he gave that guy. I can't remember who it was, but the guy was gonna catch him and he just swung him around, knocked his ass out of the field. It was pretty damn awesome. So, Steve Smith, man, I don't care how old he is, I would not fuck with that guy. Anyway. Andy Dalton ended up going 25-38, 301 yards and a touchdown. Joe Flacco went 35 of 62, 345 yards, a touchdown and a pick. I thought Joe Flacco had the same problem as Andrew Luck. 62 attempts, that's way too many attempts. And I think clearly they missed the presence of Ray Rice. Well, at least the running threat of Ray Rice. It wasn't like he did all that great last year anyway, but 62 attempts, that's way too much. Next up, we have Cleveland at Pittsburgh. I had picked Pittsburgh to win the game. I thought they would do it in a convincing fashion, but Cleveland, to my surprise, was very competitive. Ended up tied with the Steelers late in the fourth quarter, 27-27. They were able to get the game-winning field goal. Big Ben going 23 of 34 for 365 yards, touchdown and a pick. And Hoyer going 19 of 31 for 230 yards and a touchdown. That was a very, very exciting game. I think I don't need to tell you guys about how awesome Antonio Brown's what are we gonna call that, guys? You guys want to cool? I mean, I've seen a lot of this as Sparta memes and stuff, but I think we should definitely label that kick like a really cool. I don't know, like I don't want to call it a super kick, or I don't want to call it sweet chin music, but something along those lines. That was, man. I mean, I saw that. I mean, he was trying to hurdle, but damn, right in the guy's face. I mean, come on, he nailed that poor punter. Here's an interesting little side note. Cleveland actually has lost 10 straight season openers, which is the longest streak of all time. So, in my opinion, I don't think Johnny Manziel would have stopped that streak, just saying. But Cleveland was very competitive nonetheless. Next up was Carolina at Tampa Bay. Carolina takes this one 20-14. Cam was actually out, and Derek Anderson ended up starting. Calvin Benjamin looked amazing for them, I thought. The D ended up sealing the victory with Luke Kuechly's strip. But I was really impressed with Calvin Benjamin, and I thought that I think he's going to have a great year this year. Real quick side note, Cam Newton ran out onto the field as an inactive player. He's probably going to get fined for that. I thought that was kind of stupid. If you want to pump up your guys, do it like on a timeout when they're on the sideline, so you have to run out onto the field. I mean, where the hell was Coach Ron Rivera? Like, why wasn't he, like, chasing him down? Like, hey, Cam, get your ass down over here. I mean, he wouldn't have caught him anyway, let's be honest. But, either way, I mean, that kind of stuff can't be happening. That's your sideline. You need to have that under control, in my opinion. And Cam Newton, that was just stupid. That was just stupid. But what do I know? I'm just a little old guy here with a podcast talking to himself. Derek Anderson played pretty well. Ended up going 24-34, 230 yards and 2 touchdowns. Josh McCown went 22 of 35, 183 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. I think Tampa Bay needs to fix that offense. 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. You'll probably never beat anybody, but we'll see how that goes. Washington at Houston. I picked Houston to win that one and ended up winning 17-6. It was a couple of rookie head coaches battling it out. RG3 to me looks weak, and I've been saying this since the preseason. He doesn't look as fast. He doesn't look as confident. He doesn't look like the RG3 that everybody fell in love with his rookie season, and really it's all to me still stemming from that knee injury. J.J. Watt was just a beast. He is just too much to handle for a lot of people. I mean, that guy is such a savage on defense. But his partner, Clowney, ended up getting injured. Looks like it was a torn meniscus, and he'll be out 4 to 6 weeks. Big blow to the defense, but, I mean, not a devastating blow. As I said, J.J. Watt still played great. So as long as you got him on that defensive line causing mayhem, you'll probably be okay. I thought DeAndre Hopkins played well for Houston as well. Ryan Fitzpatrick ended up going 14 of 22 for 206 yards and a touchdown. And RG3's numbers pretty relatively pedestrian, 29 of 37, 267 yards. No touchdowns or picks, but, that's probably what you're going to get. 6 points is probably what you're going to get when you have numbers like that. So they need to get that offense fixed up in Washington. Next game is going to be Jacksonville at Philly. And picked Philly to win this, and they were actually down 17-0 at one point in this game, and I could not believe it. I thought, man, I'm going to look like a fucking idiot for picking the goddamn Eagles to beat the Jaguars. But they came back in a pretty convincing fashion, ended up winning the game 34-17. Man, that was a pretty crazy game. I mean, to think the Jaguars defense, they looked pretty good, and they just blew it. Like, the whole team, they just blew it. But I think if the Jaguars can build on that defense and I'm just gonna put this out there, put Blake Bortles in, maybe. They could probably be a pretty competitive team. I don't think they'll turn their season around and turn into a playoff team, but I think Blake Bortles gives them a better chance to win. That's just my opinion. Chad Henne ended up going 24 of 43, 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, it's not like he lost the game, but he certainly didn't win it. So Nick Foles ended up going 27 of 45, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. The Eagles, they just that I think it all kind of got sparked with that 49-yard touchdown run from Darren Sproles. But it's like I said, it's the Jaguars, in my opinion, need to build on that defense. I think the defense is going to be their backbone for a while, and put Big Bortles in. But anyway, the Raiders at the Jets. I picked the Raiders to win this one, and they lost 14-19. Here's a little fun fact for you Raider fans. Derek Carr actually was the first rookie quarterback to start week 1 ever for the Oakland Raiders. Just thought that was pretty interesting. Really, the Jets were just a better team. They just played well enough to win. I don't think they really beat the Raiders. I think they just were the better team that day. I think if you made them play each other again down the season, you'll probably have a different outcome. I think the Jets just played well enough that day, because they really weren't that impressive. But I think, in my opinion, you keep playing Derek Carr. Keep giving him experience, and I think he'll turn into a pretty good quarterback for them. He ended up going 20 of 32, 151 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty relatively. They weren't strong numbers, but he's a rookie, and if you want him to manage games for you and not lose them, get him a strong running game, and maybe some better weapons at receiver, and I think he'll develop into a good quarterback. Geno Smith ended up going 23 of 28, 201 yards, touchdown and a pick. Again, really a basic stat line. I thought he didn't win the game, just he played well enough to win it. So, they're letting Michael Vick have his opportunities there. They put him in, and he almost threw a touchdown pass. So he's also a decoy where Geno Smith tried to run in for the score and he ended up fumbling the ball. So, maybe some people end up calling for Michael Vick soon. We don't know, but I guess if Geno keeps winning games, I don't see why they would have to, right? Really only one wins anyway. So, next up, New England at Miami, and this one just fucking baffled me. I have no idea what the hell happened. Oh my gosh, the Patriots played pretty damn good in the first half. They just forgot to come out for the second half, really, and that's kind of embarrassing because of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Those are two of the greatest quarterback. That's one. I should say. I guess that's one of the greatest coach-quarterback duos in NFL history, and for them to play like that, I was dumbfounded. I could not believe it. I was watching that happen, and I just was like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Tom Brady started crying like a little girl in his towel, and jeez Louise. I don't know. No, Sean Marino played well for them. He ended up having 134 yards and a touchdown. This is a guy who was overweight in the offseason and probably wasn't even going to make the team, but he ended up playing pretty well for them. So, good for them. The Dolphins defense, I guess we got to give credit where credit's due. They ended up shutting down the Patriots with that pass rush, and I think if that pass rush continues to be consistent, they're going to be true. They'll be true contenders to knock off the Patriots for the division crown. Hey, how about Miami going to the playoffs instead of New England, huh? That might, after week 1. Maybe I'm putting too much stock into week 1, but maybe I'm not at the same time. The way the defensive pass rush played. And the New England defense, just the total opposite. Ended up giving up 220 yards in the second half, 191 rush yards total for the day. Bill Belichick is supposed to be a great defensive coach, and that's not a great defensive coach. Tom Brady ended up going, I guess he is a great defensive coach. I just wouldn't say it's what a great defensive coach does. Tom Brady ended up going 29 of 56, 249 yards, and his 1 touchdown, which he was just ecstatic about. If you watch the highlight, he was all up in Gronk's face, and that was definitely the high point of Tom's day. Ryan Tannehill goes 18 of 32 for 178 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Ryan Tannehill's got some pretty pedestrian numbers there. 32 attempts, 18 completions. I mean, he just kind of needs to, in my opinion, if he can bring those numbers a little bit higher, the completion ones anyway, I think he'll end up being well, I don't think, I know for a fact he'll end up being a much more productive quarterback, and probably the team benefits with higher scoring teams, or higher scoring offense, but either way, the defense, like I said, pretty much saved the day in my opinion. Next game is Minnesota at St. Louis. Minnesota ended up handling the Rams 34-6. Sean Hill ended up starting for the Rams, and he got injured. I don't know. Maybe it's a Rams uniform. Maybe it's just a helmet. If you're a quarterback for those guys, you're gonna get knocked the fuck out, or some way. So, I shouldn't be laughing at it. It's a human being's livelihood and career. But goddamn, she's Louise. And those poor Rams don't have an answer at quarterback, and they probably won't until they draft a new one. So, but Austin Davis ended up coming in at quarterback. He ended up going 16 of 23, 192 yards and an interception. Cordell Patterson is truly emerging, in my opinion, as a real versatile elite weapon for the Vikings and one of the best in the entire NFL. I think that guy's got the speed, the athleticism to be just one of the true top weapons in the league, and I think he's going to have a huge year this year. So if you have him in your fantasy team, I would start that guy. Mike Zimmer gets his first win as a head coach, and that was pretty cool for him. I first really kind of heard about Zimmer after the story of his wife dying when he was a coordinator for the Bengals, and to see him and how far he's come, I think that's pretty awesome. So congratulations for him. Matt Castle ends up going 17 of 25, 170 yards, 2 touchdowns, and that's a pretty good game manager stat line. So congratulations to Coach Zimmer, and St. Louis, find a quarterback and protect him, please. Next up, we had Buffalo at Chicago, another pretty damn surprising game. Buffalo was 0-5 all-time in Chicago coming into this game. In my opinion, Jay still takes too many chances, too many unnecessary chances. And I think that was evident with the 2 interceptions he threw. And I don't know. Jay Cutler has always been a gunslinger, but he just, you think he'd get it by now, Don't throw into coverage. Don't try to force passes into those tight ass windows. You're probably not going to make it, Jay. That's just my opinion. Buffalo really shocked me with this win. I thought E.J. Manuel did a great job of not losing the game. In other words, I thought he managed the game very well. Fred Jackson's amazing run sets up the Bills' game-winning field goal, and the Bills shocked the Bears in overtime, 23-20. E.J. Manuel ends up going 16 of 22, 173 yards, touchdown and a pick. Jay Cutler, 34-49, 349 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. Jay Cutler kind of just doubled E.J. Manuel's output. But, it's just one of those. This game really just, the ball bounced the Bills' way, but Jay Cutler needs to stop taking so many unnecessary chances. Tennessee at Kansas City, another shocker. I picked Kansas City to win this one, and they ended up getting spanked at home. Arrowhead was a pretty tough place to play, and Tennessee walked in there, and geez Louise, they won convincingly. So Jake Locker ends up going 22 of 33 for 266 yards, 2 touchdowns. Alex Smith, 19 of 35, 202 yards, touchdown, and 3 interceptions. This is not at all what I was expecting from the Kansas City Chiefs at week 1. Really, I was shocked more at that final score, 26-10. I was not expecting the Titans to play that well, but shit. Could this be the year Tennessee becomes true players in the AFC South? Or is this just an anomaly? I don't know. It's only week 1. San Diego, Monday Night Football, San Diego at Arizona Cardinals. Cardinals end up winning by 1 point, 17-18. Giants and Detroit. Giants look, as I had said before, their offense looks out of whack, and it continued to look out of whack. And Giants, by the way, that guy Calvin Johnson, he's pretty damn good. You might want to do a better job of covering that guy and not let him run down the field free. That's probably, I'm just putting it out there, my opinion. The Lions end up winning 14-35. Admittedly, I did not watch that game or the other one. I was at work, so that's why I didn't give you any stat lines. Week 1 picks. I ended up actually going 10-6 if you guys kept score at home. So let's see if I can improve on that. This week I'm going Pittsburgh and Baltimore. I'm going to go Pittsburgh to win that game 13-10. Miami at Buffalo. I got Miami winning 21-10. Atlanta at Cincinnati. I got the Falcons beating the Bengals 28-21 in a pretty competitive game. New Orleans at Cleveland. New Orleans hasn't ever really played well on the road, but I think Cleveland will be a good place for them to bounce back. I think they end up winning 20-7. Arizona at New York. I got the Giants coming back to win. The Cardinals didn't look overly impressive from the highlights I watched. I think the Giants have this will be a good matchup for them to kind of bounce back, and I think they end up winning 10-14. And just so you know, if the scores sound a little bit off, I have it in the Arizona at Giants format, so it would be Arizona's score first, which is 10, and the Giants score second, which is 14, which is why I said the Giants win 10-14. Just clarifying that. Next up, I got Detroit at Carolina. I think that's going to be a pretty good game. Carolina's defense looks pretty good. Detroit's offense looks pretty good as well. I think that's going to be the true matchup right there. But I got Carolina winning at home 14-21. The Jacksonville Jaguars at the Washington Redskins. I got Washington bouncing back 17-10, and the main reason is because the Jaguars aren't going to play Blake Bortles, and if they do, then I'll probably be wrong, because Washington looks like shit. And the reason I picked them to win is because being at home will probably give them a pretty good advantage. Dallas at Tennessee. I'm going to go with Tennessee on this one. Dallas, no fucking way I'm picking them again until I see some improvement from that team. Tennessee looked pretty good. I got them winning 13-20. New England at Minnesota. I thought that second half was an anomaly. I don't think it'll happen again. The Patriots are on the road once again, but I think they'll end up winning this one 24-13. St. Louis at Tampa Bay. I got Tampa Bay winning that one 6-17. St. Louis, you got to find an answer at quarterback, and Tampa Bay is at home. I think they'll have a pretty good advantage there. Seattle at San Diego. I'm picking the Seahawks. Historically, they haven't been a pretty good team on the road, but I think San Diego is a good place for them to start off the season on the road and start winning on the road there to pick up some confidence. So I got the Seahawks winning 24-20. Kansas City at Denver. I'm picking Denver. Kansas City was really disappointing. Denver was as well, but only in the second half. These two teams play each other pretty competitively, but I don't think that'll be the case this time. I think Peyton Manning puts it away. I'm going to go 14-31, Broncos win. Jets at Green Bay. Got Green Bay. The Jets, I've never really bought into them anyway, but I think Aaron Rodgers will be playing with a chip on his shoulder he's had since last Thursday to prepare for this game. So I think he'll bounce back. I think the Packers end up winning 10-28. Houston at Oakland. I'm going to go with Houston. I think Houston, their offense wasn't dominant, but I think they'll make just enough plays to beat the Raiders. And I really think the deciding factor will end up being Houston's defense. I think the defense is just better than the Raiders' offense. I'm picking them to win 14-7. But if the Raiders shock me, it'll be one of those shocks that it was like, well, I'm not totally shocked, but I am surprised only because I picked Houston. But, what the hell? I think I'd be pleasantly surprised. That'd be a pretty good way to put it. Next game, I got Chicago at San Francisco. I'm going to go with the 49ers. Jay Cutler, like I said, looked pretty damn sloppy, and I don't think it's going to get any easier with the 49ers defense. So, I got the 49ers winning at home 16-24. And the last game, Philadelphia at Indianapolis. I'm going to go with a bit of an upset here, in my opinion. I'm picking the Colts. I think the Colts will come back and they'll play well against the visiting Eagles. I got them winning, just barely edging out the Eagles, 28-31. Again, those scores were placed in order of visiting team to home team, and not victory team first. So that's kind of why those scores might sound a little odd. But anyway, that'll do it for this week. Thank you guys for listening. And again, like I said, I just wanted to give another thanks to the NFL Talk page on Facebook for giving me an opportunity to work with them. I'm looking forward to having a great season. So hopefully week 2 brings us better games. And good luck to your teams this week. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.
Thanks for listening.